Dirk Mostert. Now, he's someone who had a similar career path as mine. He was a photographer in the Air Force. He became a prolific photographer, then did feature films. In fact, as South Africans, we'll all know Leon Schuster. Well, he did, 5 of those feature films, plus 3 others on from that, and numerous drama series. He the other day said to me that he is doing a new project and he is painting with light. So, this is what I want to go and see. Hey Dirk, how's it, man? I know you're in here. There we go.
Brendon, how's it going?
Lekker, man, lekker.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good. I see you busy at this new project you were telling me about.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
But now you say you're painting with light. Now, what is going on? What are you doing?
The only way I can show you is to go and show you. That's because it's difficult to explain, if you don't know, So yeah.
All right.
Come into my studio. Here's my studio.
Hey, what have you got here? You got a whole lot of masks, man.
Oh, it's all this.
Is this what you're up to with these masks? What are you doing?
Yeah, these are the masks from Africa, all over Africa.
Yeah.
And to me, there's something behind these masks. It's just not a mask. So you get. I feel you should do more about these masks than just to photograph them. One night I was like lying around and I thought, this is more than catalogue work. There's something like, what about fine art photography on these masks? If you look at the mask, for instance, and you just put light on it, So, but for instance, if you want to put a little bit more, because this is darker here, and you want to put a little bit more light here, less light here.
Yes.
Bring the chin out a little bit, put a little bit of light. So then you start painting with light. So what I do, I open my shutter on my camera, and it's in pitch darkness. I take a light on one little area of the mask.
What kind of light?
Oh no! It's I just use this little torch. You can see there's light there. So if I want to do a little bit more, I go closer. If I want to do less, I go further away. And that's why you say painting by light. First, everything should be in pitch darkness. I'll leave my computer open. I just want to get this. I'm just going to say, okay, yeah. And then what we're going to do.
Camera over here.
Yeah, the camera's over there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll be on standby, and here the light goes down. Okay, so you'll see there's absolutely darkness.
Okay.
Come in closer if I need
Yes.
something more, where it's darker.
Oh. So that's you. Oh, that's me there.
That's your camera there.
That's my camera there.
That's your camera.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of me, but that I take out usually.
Yes. Okay, so Dirk, wow, look at that. That's a photograph, and that's wood. Eh? You've made it look like metal.
You don't realize what quality comes out of these photographs, actually. So I work with those, and I get different feels and touch, and then it becomes alive, basically, So,
Yeah, it really looks like metal.
There's pieces of metal there. You can see that's little metal plates.
Okay.
That's the ropes hanging there. It's a lot of work, You must realize where these guys are sitting and working in the backyard, in the rural areas. Look, for instance, here, look at the gold coming out of there,
Beautiful.
Yeah. After these photographs, I realized there's something I want to put the beauty behind these fine art, really great art, African art, and I try to use models, but not modern models with tattoos and all that kind of stuff. I want the real people behind these masks, So I've got a couple. You must come to me, one of these days I will have a model in the studio and we can shoot them, so have a look at it. Every time I shoot, you just change and change. How's it, man? How are you?
Hey, lekker, man. Now we're on it again.
Yes, this is our model.
Cool, man. What's his name?
His name is Urgent. We couldn't get a woman today.
You got one urgently.
Yeah, we got one urgently. And the thing is that we've got the male mask. That's why I want him to wear that today for us. And that's going to work out perfectly. But I don't want to put this onto a female, you know, what I'm saying. Okay, Urgent, here we go. Okay. Let's go and check it out.
You're not painting now this time. Now you're doing a different kind of photography, eh?
Yeah, I use constant light and not flash. I love flash, but constant light, because coming back from film and video, I know how to work with constant light, and that's how I'm gonna do the shoot today. I want this feeling of what a guy from the street with the mask and the bare chest, because he's well built, it's muscles and stuff like that. But this is where we are going today. He's got modern shoes, he's got this jeans on, but the mask brings us back to Africa, and we are in Africa, so we bring the modern side into the African side, you know. So when I took these photographs, I put like minimal light on them, and I use a blue steel filter to lift up this whole body lines and stuff like that. And then suddenly this whole creativity pop up, where you can see this kind of feel of, to me it's just great. I love this feel on this body, the light on this body.
I can't help but think that if I look at this, okay, that the average woman can relate to this art. Yeah. No, you know, this lady, she came up to me and she said she heard about the photography, and I showed her, and she said, I want to be your next model, I want to be your next model. When the mask was on her face, she felt, here I am, you know, here I am, you know, and I'm just as what any other model always wanted to do, you know. She's not 5'10", she's not 5'8", she's maybe 5'2", you know, and I said to this woman yesterday, you know, it was, when you take a photograph, you capture the moment. You could have done that when you were younger, but you haven't. Now you're so proud about your photographs. She walked out of here crying. She says she can't believe these photographs. She was crying, you know. And I said to her, yeah, you know, and that makes me feel great, because that's exactly what you want to do, is that to bring out just not just another photograph. Yeah. So we're on our way to go and deliver one of Dirk's, I want to call it an artwork, because that's the way I've become to know it, actually.
Yeah, Brendon, this lady is an art dealer, basically in African art, and she really liked this one particular photograph, this mask that I made a print. I framed it in a very old frame, the old like gold framing of it, and I think this frame is around about 80 years old, you know. So
there you go, Dirk. So how does that actually make you feel, looking at a piece of your work on somebody's wall?
You know, I think that's you take so many photographs, you know, and you just put it away, you never look at it and stuff like that. Now at least there it is on people's wall. People can walk in, they can look at it, and they can enjoy this African art. There's much more behind a photograph. You know, if you take, for instance, a painter or a real good artist, you know, they sit down and they paint, they've got this imagination and stuff like that. With us, it is that one moment you capture, and you can play a little bit on Photoshop or whatever afterwards and stuff like that. But that, if you can tell a story through the eyes in your photograph, and you look at that photograph, and even on this mask, if you look at these masks and you can look at the eyes, there's no eyes, there's holes there. But it makes you interested, and it's that capturing of more than that, than a photograph. It's like you say, it's just like a story behind it, and what's going behind those eyes.